YOLO, it's Yeshio, welcome back to another video, where today we're gonna be talking about my favorite video game series ever, Uncharted. And also, I'm probably gonna get murdered at some point. Alright, look, to make a long story short, I accidentally signed up for an IRL Battle Royale, so honestly, it's only a matter of time until someone finds me here and mows me down with an LMG. But I'll worry about the dozens of experienced fighters trying to kill me later. For right now, let's just lay low and talk about Nathan Drake. I'm sorry, I already made that joke too many times. And it kinda wasn't funny in the first place. Yeah, whatever, I'm doing it anyway. If somebody told me I had to choose between never eating food ever again or never being allowed to play Uncharted again, I would probably just kill them. Because I like both of those things. But this video is only going to be about the second one. Lately, I've been playing through the Uncharted series again for the billionth time, and just a few hours into playing, I began to notice two very specific things. Wow, there are some really good Uncharted levels. And also, wow, there are some pretty bad Uncharted levels. To be fair, the bad chapters are only bad when compared to the other chapters in the series. All in all, they're pretty much okay, and I actually kind of enjoy playing them. Quick disclaimer before we start, I have never played Lost Legacy, and I've barely played A Thief's End, so I'm only going to be counting chapters from the first 3 games. Oh, and I'm also aware that my opinions are complete garbage, so if you feel like destroying them in the comments, go for it, I don't mind. Alright, now that all that's out of the way, let's kick off this video with the top 5 worst Uncharted levels. Starting off the worst list, we have Chapter 12, Abducted from Uncharted 3. This level actually starts out pretty awesome. You wake up in a shipping container surrounded by pirates and start brawling it out in a crazy fist fight. If the whole level was just this, a giant cage match against waves of bad guys, I'd probably end up putting it on the best list. But as you can probably guess, such is not the case. Once you're done beating up all the pirates and you leave the first area, you're instantly gonna realize that this chapter looks like puke. Why is every square inch of this entire area covered in rust? I know these guys are pirates and all. I'm not expecting too much hygiene or cleanliness here, but like, they have to know what tetanus is, right? Generally speaking, I don't really like any of the ship levels from Drake's Deception, seeing as how, you know, they're all relatively pointless in the end. But I feel like this one takes the cake for being the worst one out of the bunch, due solely to the fact that it looks real gross. Now, am I kinda dumb for hating an entire level just because I don't really like the color scheme that much? Yes. But honestly, what did you expect? Uncharted gameplay consists of 3 key elements that make the series great. Cool platforming, fun combat, and engaging puzzles. They're like the holy trinity of Uncharted games. The Nathan Drake Triforce, if you will. Include all 3 in a single chapter and you've got yourself a pretty solid level, but leave 1 or 2 of these elements out and you'll end up with a pretty boring one. Case in point, Heart of Ice from Uncharted 2. Chapter 18 of Among Thieves has some pretty good platforming, but the puzzles and combat are virtually non-existent, thus the Triforce is broken and therefore is bad. Well, it's not that there's no puzzles or combat here, there are a few of those Bigfoot guys to shoot at later on, but it's pretty clear that this chapter was intended to first and foremost be a platformer rather than a puzzle or fighting level. Granted, it is a good platformer, but in terms of Uncharted levels, it's just not up to scratch with the other ones. At number 3, we have Heading Upriver from Uncharted 1, and honestly, I probably should have put it higher on the list, because it's pretty bad. Dear lord, this is hard to control. Whenever you're going uphill, it's like your jet ski is fighting your every move. Not to mention these barrels instantly blow up and kill you if you so much as tap them. Meanwhile, these whack jobs are trying to shoot you down the whole time, and you can't even aim your gun while you're moving to shoot them back. It's frustrating. I thought maybe you might be able to just dive into the water and swim your way across, you know, skip the entire jet ski thing altogether. But it turns out you spontaneously die for unknown reasons if you try that, so maybe don't. At number 2, we have Keep Moving from Among Thieves, and I don't think I'm alone when I say this is a pretty obvious pick for a terrible Uncharted level. For all intents and purposes, it's an escort mission. You walk down a preset path protecting a slow-moving NPC from all the enemies trying to kill him. And it's not very fun. Actually, no, I take that back. I hate to say it, but I think escort missions might actually be slightly better than this. At least during those, you can usually still run around and fight enemies and stuff. Here you're glued to this guy Jeff who walks like a sloth, and the only weapon you can pick up is a pistol. And oh yeah, you can run out of ammo. Wonderful. And to make matters worse, the cutscene that plays once you finish this chapter immediately renders the entire thing completely pointless. Awesome. Don't you just love it when you spend like 20 minutes straight dragging a random dude across town and then you find out it was all for nothing? Neither do I. And at number 1, we have Chapter 18, the 𝗬𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗲 from Drake's Deception. Have you ever just thought to yourself, aw man, I really wish I could see Nathan Drake slowly walk through the desert and hallucinate a lot while he dies of thirst? Cause first of all, that's kinda messed up. And second of all, this level is for you. As I mentioned before, there are 3 key elements that make the Uncharted series great. Excellent platforming, interesting puzzles, and fun combat. This chapter has none of those. In fact, this chapter doesn't really have much of anything at all. The only thing you do in this level is walk. Not run, not jog, walk. You walk here, you walk there, you walk everywhere. You pull a shoe out of the ground, you walk some more. You look up at the stars, you walk a little bit longer. You walk this way, you walk that way, walk, 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 all day, all night. There is literally no reason for this level to exist. Nathan Drake could have just as easily parachuted from the plane, picked up the gun, and immediately found the settlement within the same chapter, and it would have had absolutely no impact on the story in any way. But the worst part about this entire level, by far, is that I always feel really bad for Nathan Drake whenever I play it. This man is clearly not okay. He's thirsty. Someone get him a Pepsi or something, jeez. So that's it for the worst list. Again, I just want to point out that I actually kind of like some of the chapters on this list, and they're only really bad in comparison to the better chapters in the series, some of which we're going to talk about right now, actually. What do you say? Now that we've finished the top 5 worst Uncharted levels, how's about we go over the top 5 best Uncharted levels? You heard that too, right? I was originally gonna kick off the best list with Cruisin' for a Bruisin' from Uncharted 3, but while I was recording some footage, I ended up playing the level before it, Rough Seas, and I gotta say, it's much better. I may have to redact some of my previous complaints about the ship levels in this game, because this one is pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this at some point, but for some reason I always really like pirate levels in video games, and dang it, if this ain't a pirate level, I don't know what is. You jump from ship to ship, you shoot down all the pirates, you blow other people up with cannons, it's awesome!
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
I'm a pirate.
At number 4, we have Chapter 20, Cat and Mouse, from Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. The entire chapter consists of Nathan Drake running around, collecting RPGs, and blowing up a tank. And if you don't think that that sounds like fun, we can't be friends. I don't think I really need to explain to you why this chapter is one of my favorites, but I do feel the need to point out that, surprisingly, the infinite ammo cheat isn't disabled here. So as soon as you pick up the first RPG, you can actually just hit the tank with all 4 shots and finish the level instantly, no need to collect the other 3. I really doubt this counts as an official speedrun, but I've got a feeling I'm gonna set a new record for this chapter. I was a little torn between putting Convoy from Uncharted 2 or Caravan from Uncharted 3 at this spot, since they're pretty much the exact same level and I like them both a lot. But after a lot of careful consideration, I'm gonna have to go with Chapter 20 of Drake's Deception, Caravan. Why, you ask? Because you get a horse in that one. I named him Doug. Again, now that I think about it, this level actually has a lot of similarities to the pirate one. You jump from vehicle to vehicle, you blow people up with a rocket launcher, what's not to like? This is so cool, I'm like a real cowboy out here. Wait, I have an idea. Yeehaw! I got me a cowboy hat. I'm a real cowboy now. Yeehaw! Remember that thing I said earlier about the 3 elements you need to make the perfect Uncharted level? Well, it just so happens that Chapter 11 from Uncharted 3 not only incorporates all 3 parts of the Uncharted Holy Trinity, but also pulls them off pretty spectacularly. First of all, the puzzles. I know this is a bold statement to make, but the few puzzles that are in this chapter are probably better than every one of the puzzles in Drake's Fortune combined. Heck, I'd even go as far as to say they're my favorite puzzles in the whole series. Then there's the combat, and while it's not particularly noteworthy, it's at least there, which is more than I can say about other Uncharted levels. Plus, you get to be chased by creepy spiders for part of it, so that's pretty rad. And finally, the whole level wraps up with an epic parkour chase through the city streets, which is not only tons of fun to do, but also completes the Triforce, making this level pretty much perfect, actually. But as much as I would like to put this at the #1 spot, there's one other level that I think deserves that title a little bit more, and most of you can probably already guess which one it is I'm talking about. And finally, at #1, to no one's surprise, we have the train level from Uncharted 2. Okay, technically the chapter is called Locomotion or whatever, but let's not kid ourselves, it's the train level. This chapter is good! It is without a doubt the most iconic level in the entire Uncharted series, even more iconic than the desert scene from Drake's Deception, and for good reason too. You'd think that having an entire level take place on board a narrow moving train might hinder the gameplay in some way, but nope. In fact, it actually kind of improves the gameplay a little, by adding new obstacles to dodge around like the train signals or the windows of the train cars. Not to mention, surfing on top of a train shooting down helicopters is wicked cool. And at the end of the day, isn't that the only thing that really matters at all? Being wicked cool? Yes. Yes, it is. So there's my list, or I guess lists plural, of the top 5 best and worst chapters of the Uncharted series. Sorry this video took so long to make. I actually tried doing a few other top 10 lists before this one, but they just weren't really coming out that good, so hopefully this one came out pretty good and you all enjoyed watching it. As always, if you like this video, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and hey, if you hate this video, you can let me know about that as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, faithful members of the Yesh Army. Whoa, what the? Oh no. Wait, let's talk about this! Hey, what's up?